I guess a favorite time for me is I've got I've had the opportunity to have my family be a part of the Apex family. And I mean not only the Fuller family, but the Apex family. And that includes the fire department, the police department, some of the people from the town who know my kids and know my wife. That would be probably my favorite memory. As growing up in this town and being around these same people now, I can introduce that same atmosphere to my kids and wife. Yeah. Not only being a firefighter is important, but helping the future of the fire department. So I've been a part of, gosh, probably the past 4 or 5 years of interviewing new firefighters. So being able to share my family experience, my life experience, um, the town in general, the people and experiences that I have, and relating to that, hoping to carry on that legacy of, I guess, how people are, like just how Apex is not normal. Like this is not a normal town. I was just talking about this when I was out there. It's not normal. Everybody in this room has some type of connection, some way, somehow. It doesn't matter, color, creed, origin, there's some type of connection. The people. The atmosphere, the vibe. I get told on a daily basis from my wife and my crew members, I can't go anywhere in Apex without knowing anybody. Happens all the time. I will run into someone, and my 30-minute trip to the store turns into 2 hours. It's just the way it goes. Um, how do you make 75,000? How do you make 75,000 people still know each other? It's still insane to me. To be able to keep that small town feel where everybody still knows each other, but do better with traffic. Traffic, that is the one thing that I would love to see change for the town of Apex. Traffic is insane. I guess the forefathers didn't really think about travels, but just to be able to still keep that atmosphere where everybody knows everybody, and that I grew up in. Like that's hard to keep from the 90s all the way to 2023. I think that's kind of a little wild. My dad used to take me on truck trips and used to ride with him and loved driving big trucks. So I knew the lifestyle that he did, and I wanted him to be at home a little bit more. So I changed my path to, instead of being a volunteer firefighter and a full-time truck driver, was to be a full-time firefighter and then a part-time truck driver, which I still do now. But while doing that, I watched both of them growing up, and watching both of them grow up, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I watched my dad go into fires and calls, and specifically one day I was probably 5 or 6 years old. He left me in the bay going on a fire call, and I watched Butch Woody, he's gone now, and Miriam hold me while I sat there and cried, waiting for my dad to come back. I remember that story very fair. But I was in high school, and I wanted to still be a fireman, so I did the junior program here at Apex Fire Department. I then became an intern, which was a program we did here while you got your certification. So the department put you through those certifications, and once that was done and you completed your academy, you became a volunteer. So I was a volunteer for maybe, 4 to 6 months. It wasn't long, and I got hired part-time. So during my part-time extent, my dad was still a volunteer. So there were many nights that my dad would be at Station 2, and I'd go down there and ride with him. We even, stayed in the same room. We ran calls together. I love the fire service. I watched them. There's something about the lights and the going down the road and helping people. And, I didn't live in Apex, but I pretty much grew up, because when he was in town and on the weekends, we were always at 311 Harwood Street, which is my grandparents' house. I was always around the fire department, even when I wasn't a junior, or he used to let me stay up here. Like I stayed in this very station as like 8, 9 years old. I would stay upstairs with the guys. So there's a lot of connections I have with the fire department.